So you might have some thoughts that can be signs of being triggered. These are going to be certain cognitions, certain things that you hear in your mind that you're saying to yourself, or words or phrases that are running through your mind. So for me, one is, here we go again. I'm telling you, the moment I catch the thought in my head, here we go again, I'm triggered. I know I'm triggered. I know I'm automating. But what if we really are going here again? That might be the case, but I know that thought, I'm not going to say always, but 98% of the time, if I'm hearing it in my head in that way, here we go again. Here we go with the old script. Okay. And I'm not really in the present. Behavior. So there might be certain things that I do. Those can be indicators of, hey, I'm triggered. Certain emotions could be signs of triggers. Now, this is a tricky one because you can feel emotions, even very intense emotions, and not be triggered. Grief can be a deeply emotional experience. It is a very different experience than a trauma trigger. And then there's sensations in the body. So here's some examples of some thoughts. I'll never be safe. I'll never be enough. I have no choice. Every word that comes out of his mouth is a bleeping lie. Okay. Those might be signs that you're triggered if you have any of those thoughts. Behaviors, throwing things, fleeing the scene, shutting down, people pleasing. If you notice, we've got fight, flight, freeze, and fawn there in those behaviors. And so, various ways of living out fight, flight, freeze, or fawn are behaviors that can let us know that we are probably triggered. Emotions. So I've got rage, terror, shame, disgust, or feeling dirty. I know that's not really an emotion, but that dirty is like an inward turned disgust. It's not a one-to-one correspondence. Like, just because you feel intense anger doesn't mean you've got a trauma trigger happening. You might just be really angry. Okay. and should be. All right. But it might also mean that you're triggered. And at the very least, it might mean that you need to be very aware of going into dysregulation if you're not already there. Okay. So again, this is about building awareness, because not until we have awareness do we have the ability to intentionally choose something different. And then lastly, we've got the category of sensations. My armpit sweating. I feel heat on my neck and my face, a pit in my stomach, nauseated. That feeling of sexual ick, that ickiness, from what we call leaky sexual energy. That kind of a feeling can come over you. That could mean that you're triggered. Now, it could mean that there's just leaky sexual energy in the room. Okay. So again, I want to be really clear. This doesn't mean there's not actually a present threat. There might be, but we want to be aware of these things so that we can then do the reflective work of trying to determine, am I triggered right now, or is this a real present threat?